By the way, folks, if you look to your right, you can see a building with a mural. You can see a building with a mural over there. That mural is entitled Native American Lost in Chicago. Now, back in the 1700s, there were about 10 native tribes in the area. And of course, if you could create that time machine and go back to the 1700s, pick up one of those Indians and of course bring him here to present day, of course he's going to be very, very lost.
We got the booze cruise going.
Yeah. I know, we were singing.
That's right. We're going to do that.
We were too. Oh yeah.
That'd be me.
Here we go, here's our card.
And then, I don't know how well you see it, but there's a tan building over there on your right with those very bright lights at the very top of the building. That is actually a federal prison.
Oh!
Okay.
Yep, and we see that long horizontal line up there, that's the prison yard. So during the daytime, we actually see those up there. You can see the guys up there, they'll be wearing either the pink or the red or white jumpers now. And then also that building with the orange glow to it with the statue on top of it, that is the Chicago Board of Trade. Now the Chicago Board of Trade is an Art Deco design building. Art Deco is usually noted by the smooth stone facade to it. Also, it's usually a very slender, tall buildings, and then it does have those series setbacks. Think of the setbacks as steps as your building goes higher and higher. Also, that statue up there, that is Ceres. Ceres is the Roman goddess of grain and agriculture, and where we get the word cereal actually comes from Ceres. When the building was being completed back in the late 20s, they literally brought her up there and put it together piece by piece. And, excuse me, she does stand 31 feet tall and she weighs 6 tons. Ceres is the female version of the Oscar statue. Now, Oscar and Ceres are both Art Deco design. Oscar does have a chin, a nose, and a forehead. Unfortunately, Ceres has no face whatsoever on her. It's literally a complete blank up there. And when the artist was asked why he didn't put a face on Ceres, his response was, well, you know what? She's on top of the tallest building in the city of Chicago. No one's ever going to see her face, so why bother? Well, surprisingly, 1974, with the completion of the Willis Tower, you can actually look down upon Ceres now. Oh, by the way, the building with the very bright light at the very top, the building is actually in the shape of an octagon. It does have 8 sides to it. This is 311 South Wacker. Getting back to our friend the Willis Tower, that very tall black building with the 2 antennas at the very top. The Willis Tower stands at 1,451 feet or 442 meters, and for 24 years it was the world's tallest building until the Twin Towers in Malaysia opened. And then Chicago was informed that we now had the tallest building in the Western Hemisphere, which was all well and good until 2014, and that is when the One World Trade Center in New York City opened up, and that building stands at 1,776 feet. If you're to be on the roof of the Willis Tower, up on the 110th floor, you can actually look down upon the roof of the One World Trade Center, and that's because the last 400 feet of that building is a spire, and a spire is considered to be an integral part of the building, whereas those 2 antennas up there, those are no longer counted because they can be removed at any time. In fact, this is the second pair of antennas we've had up there. Currently, the world's tallest building is located in Dubai, and that building stands at 2,700 feet. There is a new building going up in Saudi Arabia that, when it's completed in 2020, will be 3,308 feet tall, and that building is the Jeddah Tower. To give you an idea of just how tall the Jeddah Tower is, or will be, I can take one Willis Tower. I can put a second Willis Tower on top of that. And I can take my map over here, which is 400 feet, put them all together, and that is 3,308 feet. Would anybody like to join me in going to Saudi Arabia 2020 to go to the top of the Jeddah Tower? Anybody? Cool. Cool. Thank you, young man. We'll be going. Okay, folks, time to get your cameras out. I have one of 2 photo opportunities coming up for you for the Willis Tower. So on the other side of this building where we have the map, you'll have a chance to get your first picture. And then on the other side of the bluish gray building, that'll be your second photo opportunity. So get those cameras out. Looks like it's, yeah, not a bad evening to get a night shot. There you go.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Okay, and then in about 20 seconds on the other side of this building, there'll be your second opportunity.
I got the nice look. I think it's
You go. Look inside.
Okay, here's your second opportunity. Did anybody see a resemblance of a face up there? Look at your pictures. You can see the two eyes. It looks like a face. Yeah. Did anybody make it to the observation deck or out on the ledge? Did you go out on the ledge? Pretty neat from up there, isn't it? Just keep in mind that when you're on the ledge, it's 1,300 feet straight down. And people often freak out because they're standing on that clear floor. Well, that floor is over 5 inches thick. And it is inspected every day. If a problem should arise, they simply retract the room back to the side of the building, make whatever repairs are necessary, then generally about 2 hours later they'll be putting the room back into place. In a clear day, you can see for over 90 miles from up there. So you can see Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, and across Lake Michigan, the state of Michigan itself. And the building is actually designed to sway in very strong winds. It'll go about 18 inches in either direction. All tall buildings are designed to sway. You can't get around it. Sometimes people will say they feel a little nauseous when they're up there, but again, that's perfectly normal. After a while, most people realize the building is swaying. One building I would like to point out to you is the one coming up on your right. We have 2 towers here. Now take a close look at the corner, and you're going to see that there are 4 little corners per corner. So we have 16 corner offices per floor. You can't be arguing whether your office mate as to who has the best corner office, because there are actually so many to choose from. Now, when they were designing the building, we have 2 towers, and the middle portion is literally hanging from both sides of the building. Think of this building as like a huge hammock. So, with that middle portion, they actually designed the building in the shape of a W. Each floor is 1/8 of an inch further out than the floor below it. So as the building would start to settle, both towers came into perfect alignment. Hey guys, how you doing? It's Friday, they're not feeling any pain. Okay, we do have the Boeing building coming in. Earlier I mentioned that the one portion of the building was actually being supported from the top with the truss work. Well, now you can see it again. There is the truss work that the rest of the building is hanging from. So the building again is being supported from the top going down. There is no proper foundation under the lowest portion of the building on this side. That's because of the way the railroad tracks are laid out over there. And because there's no proper foundation, there was no place to put in elevators, so there is no elevators. Over here, what they do is they get around by using all the escalators that had to be installed. And if you look at the top of the building, you can see the Boeing logo up there with the clock being lit up. Check out the time on the clock on your left. It says 9:19. That one says, oh, about 9:22. So somebody needs to get the clock synchronized. Now, one building I would like to point out to you is this one over here on your right. This is the General Growth Property building. Actually, it has a very nice facade. We have that stainless steel facade to it. Also, if you notice, the 2 lowest floors are actually below the street level over here. And even that lowest floor has windows, so that whoever works on this lowest area does have a view. Granted, it's not the street view, but it does give you a view of the Chicago River. Normally, that lowest floor would have been either a storage or a basement, as it were.